Hey, it's Tony from Dan M Company. We're here to talk about the brand new SATA Filter 500 series. We've had filtration in the SATA line since 1925, but most importantly, recently, the 200 series, the 400 series, and now the 500 series have moved us to our goal of giving you that perfect air for spray guns and for breathing air. The new 500 series has done some important advances in filter maintenance as well as in improving on the efficiency through the filter of air. You'll notice now the regulator is on the far side of the filter now where it used to be on the beginning. So now you don't regulate any air up or down before it goes through filtration where you could lose some efficiency of air. So now the airflow through this filter is much better than ever, and the CFM volume improved to 135 CFM at 87 pounds of line pressure going through this 500 series filter. We also kept intact the SATA auto drain valve in the bottom of that filter so that it automatically drains when it gets condensate, oil, debris gets in the bottom of that first canister. It auto drains no matter what your air pressure is set at. The filter itself is designed to have air go from this side through where the auto drain valve is all the way through to the regulation. However, if your air in your shop doesn't come from this side and it needs to come from the other side, what's nice is this filter is reversible. So we can flip it around. There's a gauge on the front that comes off. There's a plug in the back and you just switch the two. So now the air is still going the right way through the filter, but it can be run from either way depending on which corner of the booth you might want this mounted to or which corner of your shop. The big advances, you can see in the appearance, they've changed a little bit the look of the canisters from the old days. But what they've done is change the way that these filter canisters connect. And they've also changed how often you need to maintain them. But to show you how simple it is, you'll notice that these just drop off. The internal functioning pieces, which is the water cyclone device, has been improved so that the air does not go fast through it and then slow down and then fast again, so you don't get those changes in air. They made the design of this so that it's a more constant airflow, so that it helps to create a better airflow through the filter. Inside is a water cyclone device, and then inside is a sintered bronze element, and this sintered bronze element is down to 5 microns. So every 6 months you clean this with a nylon brush and some thinner or acetone, blow it out from the inside out, and this just simply drops right back into that canister. And again, it's really easy to install. It just drops back into the filter housing and it's ready to go back on. In the second stage, you can see that it's color coded. So that first stage was yellow, the second stage is blue. Just like on these canisters, they're color coded with a yellow stripe, a blue stripe, as well as on top of each of the filter manifold blocks. But this fine filter is a 0.01 micron filter that is very, very efficient. It gives you 99.998% clean air coming out of the second stage. And this is replaced once every 6 months. And again, when you get your new one, it just has a cellophane wrapping on it. It's sealed up. You just peel the cellophane off, drop it into the canister, and it can be reinstalled. The third stage is another big change. We've always had a carbon filter before, but this new one is a sintered carbon. And by being a sintered carbon, it doesn't break down so quickly. So instead of being changed every 3 months, this one only needs to be changed once every 6 months. So now clean the first stage, replace the second two, all at the 6-month interval. And it's very simple to do. We don't have to replace any O-rings. You don't have any small threads that we have to put inside. You just simply drop the new canister inside. And when you attach this, you'll hear it. It'll click, so you can feel it and hear it. So it has an acoustic sound that you can hear and the haptic click you can feel, so you know that that thing is sealed. You know, you don't have to replace the seals inside anymore. There's no more replacement O-rings. By color coding these, by putting the drop-in cartridges, we've made maintenance on this filter very simple. So that's it. That's the filter maintenance. Super nice new filter as far as if your shop needs a high degree of air separation, particle separation, clean air for breathing and for spraying waterborne, having the carbon filter on board is great for that. The nice thing about the new 500 filter also is how easy it is to mount to the wall. When your canisters are off, all of the access holes for where you screw it to the wall are all wide open behind the filter canister. So you simply screw it to the wall. But what's great about this filter is the added CFM that we've gained. By being able to have 135 CFM available, these filters give us enough air volume to run multiple painters. So if you have a painter using an HVLP spray gun that uses 15 CFM and you've got a 10 CFM breathing hood on, now you've got 25 CFM per painter. We can run over 4 painters with this and still have air volume left. So the great thing about this is that allows us to run air lines to your filter, and then after the filter, out of the port on the end of it, being able to run to multiple locations. So another thing that SATA did was design an inline filter version for that. And when we put in our Dan-Am airlines, usually we use the inline version more often because we don't need the regulator at the filter. It's just going to hang on the wall and run airline in, airline out, and then put individual regulators like you'll see inside the paint booth behind me at each point of use. So same exact filtration capabilities, it just does not have the built-in regulator and the gauge. Now on this end we have an accessory, so if you're going to run a CO monitor, we have this accessory port that you can screw in, and it lets you put a air sampling hose into the bottom of this to go to your CO monitor for breathing air, as well as it'll have a port on the top that'll be plugged. But if you want to add a gauge, we have additional gauges that you can add. So if you want to see what your line pressure is in your shop, you have that as a added opportunity. Again, whether it's in the line filter stage or in the full 584 system with the regulator, again, high CFM, 135 CFM of air volume at 87 pounds of line pressure, plus it gives you the fine particle separation down to 0.01, and it also gives you the carbon, which gives you that breathing air ability, odorless, and it removes harmful vapor, oil vapors for spray and waterborne paint too. So great new system. Stay up to date on all SATA products. Make sure that you subscribe and click the notifications bell.